What's happening, guys? It's me here with some Better Call Saul quotes. Enjoy. Alright, we begin with one from Gene. Remember him? He was in season 1 of Better Call Saul and then he disappeared. Well, he reappears later on in the series. But this is one of his better quotes. He says, "You ever notice when you get a paper cut it always seems to be at the worst possible moment? Right before you walk into an important job interview, or like right before you're about to nail it." Next one is from Kim. She says, "We don't want to just survive, we want to thrive. Don't you want more than that, Jimmy?" And this is really a quote that sticks with you because, you know, Kim wants more for herself, and she wants more for Jimmy, too, even though he may not realize it. Here's another one from Mike. He says, "People like us, we're not in the habit of trusting people. It's what got us in this, you know, line of work. But there's a difference between being cautious and just being a jerk." I love this quote because it's so true. I mean, you can't trust everybody, especially in business. But sometimes if you trust people, you can get ahead. So you do have to pick and choose who you trust. But you can't be a jerk about it. You have to be smart about it. Another great one from Saul Goodman. He says, "You gotta take the good with the bad, the bitter with the sweet. That's life, my friend. That's life." Next one is from Chuck. He says, "Jimmy, you know, I never should have gone to that lake house that day, but I did, and that made me feel human again." This is such a sad yet beautiful quote, because Chuck was such a brilliant lawyer, but he struggled with crippling anxiety and going to the lake house made him feel connected to his brother Jimmy again. Here's one from Howard. He says, "Don't you think I know what I'm doing? I went to law school. I passed the bar. I clerked for a judge. I worked at a major law firm. I earned my partnership. I'm the senior partner at the largest firm in town." Now, this is ironic because later on in the series, Howard gets killed, and you find out that he wasn't as powerful as he wanted people to think he was. Next one is from Gus Fring. He says, "Say my name. Say it, and I will make your day." I love this one because Gus Fring is such a calm, cool, collective guy. But he's also very dangerous. Here's another one from Mike. He says, "There are 3 kinds of people in this world. Those who got what they deserve, those who deserve what they got, and those who deserve better." I'm not sure which group this quote puts Mike in, but I'm sure that each of us watching the show could identify with one of these groups. Saul Goodman says, "A guy's gotta do what he's gotta do, right?" I love this one because it's such a Saul thing to say. You know, he's always coming up with creative ways to get himself out of sticky situations. And here's another one from Mike. He says, "People don't plan on being buried alive, but when it happens, you'd better hope they paid attention." This is something that Mike says early on in the series, and it foreshadows his own demise. Next one is from Jimmy. He says, "I don't want to sell insurance. I want to be an attorney." And this is something that Jimmy thinks about doing early on in the series. And eventually, he does become a criminal defense attorney. Here's one from Lalo. He says, "Why is everything so damn serious all the time? Life's too short, my friend. You must enjoy it while you can." I love Lalo because he brings a sense of levity to the show, and he reminds us all to not take life too seriously. Here's another one from Mike. He says, "You ever tell someone the truth and it just pisses them off? It's amazing how that works." This is pretty much a quote that we can all relate to. Sometimes telling the truth doesn't set you free. Sometimes it makes things worse. And last but not least, we have one from Kim. She says, "I am so sick of being underestimated." And this is something that happens to Kim a lot. People assume that she's just a dumb blonde, but she's actually really smart. So there you have it. Some Better Call Saul quotes. Which one is your favorite? Let me know in the comments below. And if you haven't already, Please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out a lot. Thanks for watching.